God's a person too. No, but seriously, God is a person. He's also a spirit. He's also the Almighty Creator. And He has needs, and He has wants, and He needs you in relationship with Him. He wants you to be in relationship with Him. He sacrificed His only Son to be in relationship with you. But with Him being God, it's His way or no way. That's why this video is here, to help you to understand how you can best fulfill your role in God's life. If you've already seen this, just skip right to the Bible question. These videos were designed by me for you. I have over 1,000 hours of Bible study under my belt. That's enough to get a doctorate 3 times over. The purpose of these videos is to help you to see normal, everyday scriptures in extraordinary, hyper, kingdom-focused ways. Now, I'm going to level with you. For most of you, the things that you hear from this channel, they're not going to agree with you at first. These hours of Bible study were not spent at a Bible college. They were not spent in a church. These hours of Bible study were spent with me and the Creator of the universe. And the purpose of this study over the last 5 to 7 years was not to go out and teach people. That's just where I am right now, several years later. The purpose of this Bible study was to read the scriptures to change me. Now, you probably are going to hear these things at first and maybe cringe a little bit. And that's because a lot of the concepts that you hold dear, you might even have an emotional attachment to these things. But these things that you hold dear, these concepts are going to work against what you hear in a lot of these videos. I ask you to stick with it. Not to get angry or emotional or assume that I'm wrong. Recognize that the lies of the enemy are woven into every person to start with. My prayer is that the Father gives you the maturity to be able to hear the answer to the question all the way through. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing these concepts working together in your life to help renew your mind, to help put you in a place where you're not thinking with the old, death-centered, fleshly, dirty mind. Your mind is going to start being renewed. These concepts are going to start changing who you are. If you put your life in the hands of Messiah Yeshua and couple that with the hearing of these Bible study questions for you, there's no way that you are not going to start thinking differently. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Is the world going to fight against this? Yes. The world is definitely at odds with these thoughts. Is this going to be difficult? At times it is possibly going to be difficult. It's going to be work. But you know what? I'm here to help you through it. And above all, Yeshua is here to help you if you have truly handed your life over to Him, so that you and your mind will be like clay in the potter's hands. I'm very excited to be bringing you this channel, Bible study questions for you. Enjoy this video. Make sure that you like the video. That is so incredibly important. You're literally spreading the gospel when you like the video. It's incredibly important that you subscribe to the channel. That's telling the Father that you're willing to continue to hear Him, that you don't want to cut Him off mid-sentence, that you're willing to allow Him to work in your life. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel is incredibly valued and highly appreciated. Thank you for being here. Enjoy this video. Welcome to today's Bible study questions. That's right. Today is a twofer. It's from Galatians chapter 1. And it is a follow-up on the previous question in verses 16 and 17. First question is as follows. How long did Paul spend not conferring with flesh and blood? What was he doing during that time? How long did Paul spend not conferring with flesh and blood? And during that time, what the heck was he doing? The next question is, all of that time was followed by what? What was he doing after that time? Well, the answer to the first question is pretty simple. How long? Not conferring with flesh and blood? 3 years. What was he doing while not conferring with flesh and blood for 3 years? He spent that time with proper guidance. That's right. He spent that time being guided properly. He had the roadmap right in front of him all this time, but he didn't have the right interpretation of it. Okay, so all of that time, those 3 years of proper guidance, what was it followed by? What was the reason for it? Well, after that, Paul went and he met with Peter. You know, Kepha, the one who walked with God in the flesh. He was one of his disciples. He also met with James, who was not one of the 12. However, he was Yeshua's brother. He grew up with him in the same household with Mary. So he went and saw Peter and James, and while going into Syria and Cilicia, Elohim was glorified in him. So Elohim, who had spent 3 years making Paul into a proper vessel for holding Yeshua, for holding God. Elohim had spent 3 years making him this way. And in going into Syria and Cilicia, who was glorified? Elohim was glorified in Paul.